Hello children, welcome to my video number 84 and I'm going to discuss question answers of this lesson, Leading the Way. So let's begin. Here we see the first question is an extract given with 3 questions. So let's see what the extract is. She also helped select and train nurses for the war. The first question here is, who is she in this sentence? Here she is referred to Elizabeth Blackwell. Question 2. What war is being referred to here? The American Civil War is referred to here. Where did she train the nurses? Third question. The nurses were trained in her hospital named New York Infirmary for Women and Children. So these are the answers of this extract. Now let's see the other questions given under B. The first question says here, why was Elizabeth's decision to become a doctor unusual? Now, the decision of Elizabeth to become a doctor was unusual because during her time, there were no female doctors in the US. So it was unusual since there was no female doctor in US at that time. Question 2. What further challenge lay in front of Elizabeth after becoming a doctor? How did she counter this? Now, as we know, after she graduated and became a doctor, another challenge was awaiting for her, and that was to get a job in a good hospital. And she was not able to, she could not get a good job in any of the city hospitals. So, the second part is asking here, how did she counter this? So what she did, she opened her own hospital, the New York Infirmary for Women and Children. So this is, you're going to write. Next one. What were Emmeline Pankhurst's observations about women during her times? What were her observations? This Emmeline Pankhurst observed that the position of women was very much inferior, and there was legal and social oppression on her by men. The women were oppressed legally, socially by men. So this is what her observation was. Next one. Why was the year 1918 of significance to the WSPU in particular? We know this year was the year when the British government passed the law which granted voting right to the women who were over the age of 30. The right to vote were granted to the women who were over the age of 30. That was done in the year 1918. So that's why this year was of significance to this organization, WSPU. Next one. Do you think Emmeline was right in calling off the suffrage movement during the war years? Give a reason for your answer. Yes, we know that she was right. She was right in calling off the suffrage movement during the war years because as a citizen of the country, it was her responsibility to support the country's war efforts. So that's why we think that it was the right decision. Next one, question 6. What prompted Amelia Earhart to become an aviator? We know that during those time period, airplane stunt shows were very popular, and Amelia also loved watching those shows and enjoyed watching them. So one day when she went for a 10 minutes plane ride, after that she decided that she had to learn to fly. That means she got that interest in flying after having that 10 minutes ride in a plane. So that prompted her to become an aviator. Next one. Why were the years 1928 and 1932 of significance to Amelia? We know in 1928, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean along with 2 other pilots. That was the year she became the first woman along with other 2 pilots to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. and in 1932 she added to her distinction by becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. All alone she flew across the Atlantic Ocean and made a record. So that's in 1932. That's why these years were of significance to Amelia. Question 8. Why was being the best student in her class of special importance for Elizabeth? We know that she was not nicely treated in her class of 150 students, where she was the only female one. So the other students, like, they criticized her, they demotivated her, kept her away from the class demonstrations. All after having such kind of approach of the class, it was a great achievement for her to stand best in the class, to stand as the best student in the class. So that is why it was of a special importance, because throughout the period when she was there in that class, she had been criticized, and she had been rejected by other students in being part of the whole students community in that class. So it was of special importance for Elizabeth to stand best in the class. So this is you're going to write in your answers. Now let me give you the details of the things that you're going to note down in your copies, in your notebooks. First, you write the name of the lesson. Then you need to write a short summary of the lesson. Make it very short. Of all the three people mentioned here, you just have to write a short description about them. And then you will be making a drawing. Any drawing related to the topic. The three women mentioned here, you can draw any one of the sketches given here. After that, you will be writing the word meanings. Few of them are given here in this box. And then question answers of the question answers that are given here at the back. You'll complete that in your copy. So this much for now, students. Take care and God bless you all.